y'all, come on in. Welcome back. Well, Miss Tamara's purse was evidently a big hit. I hope so. I didn't get to see her Friday. Had to take some extra passengers there because having some people at the office are having, I guess, that COVID stuff is running around. They had like 7 confirmed cases or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but anyway, I wasn't able. She was already in and out and gone Friday before I got to see her. So anyway, I'm going to, like I said, I hope she'll follow up with me and get some changes that we can improve on. Always get it better. But anyway, next up on the list, actually I've got 2 things up on the list that I'm pretty excited about. One thing I did want to, especially all of the beginners, the people that are new getting into this hobby, we're approaching mid-September now, folks, and anything that you have planned for Christmas, you better get started on it. If you'll take my word for it, just the sooner you can get started on it, the better it's going to be for you. Because if everything takes, let's just say it only takes a couple of days to do it. Well, next thing you know, a couple of days turns into a week, and then that week turns into a couple of weeks, and next thing you know, you're running late on getting your stuff done for Christmas. So I've made it a point over the years. Now it all depends on what I have going on. All depends on how detailed they are. But I really want to encourage y'all now to get started on it now. Because I don't want you to get within a week or so of Christmas only to find out you're not going to be able to get some of it done. So I don't want that to happen to you. It's a whole lot more fun when you can take your time and work through it and do it right. So usually what I've done in the past and what I still do is Halloween is generally my cutoff deadline there for Christmas. And it may sound crazy, but I've actually been late on a couple of projects going that far. So just a little heads up, FYI, for you. It'll really help you if you'll start doing that. But anyway, I've got 2 things that I'm really excited about this one. Well, both of them. It's going to be first time out for me on a couple of them. But before I get into this, I've got a little clutch purse here, the smaller version clutch purse that I'm going to try to work out for a young lady. Maybe give some of you ladies some ideas, or even the guys out there, if you've got a granddaughter or somebody still in school or something like that needs something to just carry their student ID and whatever. I'm 66 years old, folks. What we carried in school ain't a patch to what they carry nowadays. So it's gonna be a learning curve for me. But anyway, I'll get to that in a second. But the first thing I wanted to show you is Big Keith out at work, the guy that I made that belt for. He is a avid antique radio collector, and if I remember correctly, he's also got his ham radio operator's license. But he's part of a group that are all over the world, I guess. From what he said, he's got people he corresponds with in Germany and England and overseas places. But anyway, he found this radio, little portable radio, and he's got it verified. It is true what I'm fixing to tell you. But this radio was used in the Cold War era days, back when we had bomb shelters and stuff like that. But this radio is, some way, somehow or another, it's equipped to where when you're underground, however deep those things went and however they were insulated or anything like that, you could run an antenna, I guess, up to the ground. And that was your means of staying in touch with what was going on. But anyway, he excuse me, he brought it out to work and said, hey, just for the fun of it, wonder if we could redo the leather on this. Well, I don't know. I've never even, this is the first for me. I don't know that I've ever even seen a radio like this. I mean, I've had old, 66 years old, you know. I mean, I've seen them. The ones that Grandma and Grandpa and had sitting up on a table as a means of their entertainment, but I don't know that I've ever encountered one like this over my years. But anyway, he asked me if I could make a new cover for it. You see here on the corners where it's long since dried out way too far. There's not any way you're going to be able to repair that. Leather's way too far gone. But well, never have, but I don't see any reason why we can't take a look at it and try it. So anyway, I'm going to, he wanted me to see if I could match that gray on it. And I think I've got an idea of what to do on these letters up here as well. And for those of you that, let me get one of them out. I don't remember where I got these, but I think it was Harbor Freight. They deal a lot in the Pittsburgh brand name. But anyway, what these are is they're just machinist stamps. That's what they use to stamp steel, identify parts and stuff like that in steel. I've got two different sizes of them. But I have found that when I'm wanting to write something very small, or when I'm wanting to spell out something very small, then I'll see if these sets here will match up to the letters. And then if I can even get close to them, to what they look like, then I think I can come in with these letters on the new leather and redo the Motorola. And then I'll see if I can find some acrylic silver there to go in and do it. I don't know any of that yet. I don't know if I can find an acrylic silver. It may be out there. I haven't looked. But so anyway, I'm excited to get into that. I want to I want to see if we can what we can do with that. But anyway, back to this little purse thing. The what we thought about doing is, got a young lady that just absolutely adores pink violets and butterflies. A butterfly I don't know about. I haven't got to that butterfly thing yet. So anyway, what I did was I thought, I'm not going to be happy with just simply coming in and just tooling everything in. She wanted it different, very unique. Again, no one else will ever have one like it. So I got to thinking, well, you know what can we do with it where we could really set it off? So I went back to my box of cut off pieces and stuff like that and started scrounging around through it, and I found some pieces to something. I don't even remember now what they went to. But anyway, they were down in the very bottom of it. But well, just to get an idea of the size we need and stuff like that. You can tell it was a kit of some kind. I have no clue what it was. It was just in my box, all of my cut off stuff. But again, that's why I tell y'all, don't ever throw this stuff away, because now it's coming back and it's going to be able to hopefully serve a new life in something else. But what we did is, I don't know how old it is or how long it's been in there, so I don't have a clue. But it's got a little centerpiece. We're going to have to make this. I'm guessing it was made long since before the cell phones came along, because a cell phone won't even fit in this area here, so we're going to have to make it bigger, which is fine. But we wanted to see how many of these other pieces I mean, what do they carry? I mean, a student ID, I would guess. Cell phone, that's a given, depending on their age. Do they need to carry makeup or stuff like that? I don't know. So anyway, Judy and I kind of fumbling through these pieces here to see what we could do. We could utilize any of them. And there's a couple of them that we're going to be able to save on having to cut everything out of the side of leather. But once we start going through it and getting the size that we need, getting our finished layout, we've got the idea now for the design. But what I did is I took one of those pieces and I've cut out, I've still got one more to make, but I cut out the violets. I just tooled them out like I normally would anything, only I cut them out like I did those pieces for the rose. Colored them and used the super sheen then, and then while they were still damp, I molded them into different petals and stuff like that. But anyway, our thought here is to group them over on one side of the front flap, and then what I'm going to do is get these off to the side a little bit. Then I went through my book with Judy's help, and we found these leaves here. So I think what we decided to do is I'll take this little group of 3 leaves right here, and then our intent, I'll also cut these out as well. They'll be 3D just like the little flowers are. Then I'll come in and I'll take the violets then, and I'll just run 1 stitch down through the center of them and attach them to the stem on those leaves. And then I'll take that whole assembly then and how I'll attach it to the face of the purse then is I'll leave this part of the stem, I'll make it extra long. I'll just draw it out on the tracing film extra long. That way, excuse me, that way I'll punch just 1 hole in the face of the purse. However it's going to lay, and then I'll send it through the leather, and then I'll glue it to the inside, and then that way when I put the liner in then all of it will be pinned down. It'll be held to the face of the leather. But it won't. And then what we thought we'd do is wherever the stem actually ends, then I'll come in with some more of these leaves or whatever, and then to balance the front of it, then I'll trace it over to the other side, and then I'll just tool that part of it. And then we'll see if we maybe get a butterfly or something like that in there somehow. So anyway, that's the plan of attack that we're going to go with on it. But I'll be working on it as well as that radio case is up next, along with this. So and this is what you can do if you're working multiple projects. When I have part of this drying, or I have part of that radio case drying, then I'll come back and I'll work on this. Just alternate them so you have something going all the time. If you like to do it that way, it's entirely up to you. You're the one that's doing it. So figure out what works best for you and take it and run with it. That's just how I do it. But anyway, we're going to kick off these 2 projects here, and we'll go through it with each other. And there's a little idea if you want to do something for a granddaughter, or you still got a young lady in your family or something like that. Just a little girl is what we're going to target with this one. So we'll see where it goes. Should be fun. All right, with that's going to be it. I'm going to up next, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to get the leaves traced out and get them transferred to another piece of leather that we're not going to use out of this purse or out of this kit or whatever it was. And I'll probably use this piece here, and I'll get them cut. I'll get them tooled, I'll get them cut out and get them colored, and then when we'll go through that if y'all want to, so y'all can see how I'm actually doing it. And, so anyway, there we are. And as always, don't be mean. If you're not willing to treat Jesus that way, then let's not treat each other that way. We're on this next set of videos, we're going to be hoping to make somebody that restores antique radios and a little girl somewhere very happy. That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. So with that, until next time, adios.